10:50 right here on CJAD 800. Now, concerned residents gathered at Jarry Park over the weekend to speak out against growing reports of voyeurism at the public pool there at Jarry Park. Now, women have reported feeling unsafe due to men staring, taking photos, and exhibiting inappropriate behavior. The protest comes after the issue gained traction online, especially on the Montreal Reddit board. It prompted an increase in police patrols. Let's go to Mandana Javan, a Quebecer of Iranian origin and one of the organizers from over the weekend. Mandana, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Listen, I gave some of the details here about what was going on, but perhaps maybe there's more you want to add to this. What should our listeners know about what has been happening at Jarry Park and what I've heard continues to happen at Jarry Park?
Yes, actually, it was really crazy because the day even we were there on Saturday morning, and it was happening in front of our eyes. There were some men passing. Even they saw there were lots of journalists, police cars, but they just passed through us, and they went there and they started their actual routine, I imagine. This is kind of, maybe they think that voyeurism, since it's silent and discreet, it's okay. Maybe they don't know that it's intrusion, that it's against our values, of respect and civil behavior. What happened that some of citizens, two of them, they went just to talk to them. Mm-hmm. That this kinds of staring, especially sexualized staring, which is very, very, it creates an atmosphere of discomfort and unease for women, for young women. You should really be a woman to understand how it feels bad to be stirred, sexualized. And what happened more, it was some of them, even that day, they were taking pictures from female swimmers.
Wow.
And some of them I saw on the social media that even at some time they were throwing balloons on some women.
So, Mandana, I have to ask you this, right? I have to ask you why you've gotten involved in this. Now, some of our listeners may remember you've been on the show many times before to talk about laïcité and integration of immigrants in Quebec, and I'm wondering if that's a part of why you've you joined this protest this weekend and you were part of this. Is that correct?
Yes. Actually, it called me because we unfortunately, I don't know. Sincerely, I don't know what's the origin or what's the religion of this man, and I don't want to generalize. But when I heard about the story, I recalled about my Islamic education in Iran. Sometimes we had some information sessions with the moral police that was telling us if we don't have a proper hijab on us, any man have the right to stare us sexually and to touch us and to harass us and even to rape us. And when I heard and I saw, because, this is a new phenomenon. It didn't exist. Some people over there, it tells me, no, it can be white men. And, it's new. We didn't have this before, And it just called me that this can be a lack of education. And I don't know this, all the organizations who are responsible for the integration of new immigrants, if they inform them on our civil mode of life, that these kinds of behavior, even if it's educated, even if it's promoted in some cultures and some countries like Iran, it's not acceptable here.
So this is why this has become such an issue for you, because it does remind you of things you've experienced in your lifetime, right? And you don't want to see that in Quebec. And I do want to point out, right, as you said, right, we don't want to generalize here, and we have no idea about the cultural, religious backgrounds of these people, but you do think this does have leads to questions about integration, right? And we should be talking more about integration of people into society so that these things don't happen in public.
Exactly. And, because I had some idea of the men and their origins possibly before going at the park. But the day that we were there, we saw some of them. And it just approved our supposition. And this is the point. And they were Anglophone, some of the people that went to talk to them, they had some difficulties because they were Francophone, but they tried to make them understand. This is if we accept as many as immigrants every year, and the society, the resources, these organizations are not capable to do their job in order to integrate them in our civil society. These kinds of in any domain can the behaviors, cultural and educational, are different in every nation. Then this is a problem of integration. This is a problem of education, because when they talk to these men, they just quit. They just went. They didn't stay on the place.
They leave.
They leave. And I think this is the point, because they didn't know. When you are coming from a culture that maybe like in Iran, as I'm telling you, that all the time, even now in the TV, they said that women who don't have hijab, they are calling to be raped. They are calling to be harassed. Then if
this is in Iran you're talking about. In Iran, that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Because it's a part of Islamic education in Iran in order to put social pressure on women in order to cover her up and cover herself up. Then if these men don't know any other thing, we should educate them, inform them that it doesn't work like this here, because our civil mode of living is different.
We're wrapping up here with Mandana Javan, one of the organizers of a gathering over the weekend about concerning incidents of voyeurism at Jarry Park at the public pool there. Mandana, I got a note here from a listener that says, Elias, last year I was at the pool at Jarry Park with my 10 and 15-year-old daughters. My 15-year-old was approached in the water by one of the men of the group who had not stopped staring at her, right? So this is one of the things. Can I ask you, from this weekend and the organizers of the protests from this weekend, do you have advice for people who witness this type of inappropriate behavior, and what should be done if you witness this type of behavior?
Yes, actually, we printed out some flyers, and we gave that day to the residents and to people who were passing by, in which we have some recommendation about how to react with respect and effectiveness, that especially the young women, the teenagers, they should never ignore the discomfort. They should trust their guts. And if it's not dangerous, they can calmly inform the person. But in my opinion, it could be dangerous, But it's very important to speak up about that. We put some phone numbers and some resources, useful resources, in order to help these girls or these young women. We suggested that any parents, everyone, we should teach children about their boundaries, about the body respects, and we should raise awareness about the harm caused by sexualized staring. And this is not normal to leave that no one wants to be looked at like an object.
Well, Mandana, I hope the media attention that you've received and this protest group has received over the last couple of weeks will lead to some changes there. I want to thank you so much for coming on this morning.
Thank you. for invitation.
That's Mandana Javan, one of the organizers of this gathering at Jarry Park over the weekend.